Air France offers numerous direct flights to Paris from major U.S. cities like Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit, Houston, New York, Miami, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C., landing primarily at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport, CDG, their main hub. Some flights may arrive at Paris-Orly Airport, Pori. For example, round-trip fares start at around $435 from New York. On arrival at CDG, you can reach central Paris, about 14 miles away, via options like the RERB train to Châtelet Station, Roissybus, Air France buses, City Bird taxis, or Super Shuttle. No visa is required for U.S. citizens for short tourist stays up to 90 days, but your passport must be valid for 90 days beyond your return date. Air France's fleet, including modern Airbus A350-9 and Boeing 777-300ER aircraft, ensures comfort-inspired cuisine, complimentary champagne in all cabins, and a focus on hospitality, especially on long-haul flights like those from the U.S. to Paris. Once you arrive at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport, CDG, you'll land at one of its main terminals, 1, 2, or 3, with most Air France international flights arriving at Terminal 2E, 2F, or 2G. CDG is about 14 miles northeast of central Paris, and you have several options to get to the city. RERB train, fastest and cheapest option, runs every 10 to 15 minutes, takes tilde 30 to 35 minutes to central Paris, ESGJ de Les Halles or Gare du Nord. Tickets cost tilde €11.80 one way. Buy at ticket machines or counters in the terminal. Stations are in Terminal 2 and near Terminal 3. Cruzy Bus, operated by RATP, this shuttle goes to Opera Garnier in tilde 60 minutes for tilde €16.90. Departs every 15 to 20 minutes from Terminals 1, 2, and 3. Air France buses, Le Bus Direct, connect to central spots like Gare de Lyon, Montparnasse, or Eiffel Tower. Takes tilde 50 T 80 minutes, costs tilde €18 one way. Comfortable but pricier. Taxis, official taxis, charge a flat rate of 50 to 70 euros to central Paris, depending on your destination, left or right bank. Trip takes 40 to 60 minutes, depending on traffic. Look for licensed taxis at designated stands. Citybird or Super Shuttle, pre-bookable shared or private shuttles, starting at tilde €30.00 for shared rides, more flexible, but can be slower if multiple stops. Car rentals, available at cdg.avishertz, etc. if you prefer driving. Book via Air France website for potential discounts. Immigration and Customs. As a U.S. citizen, you'll go through passport control, no visa needed for stays up to 90 days. Ensure your passport is valid for 90 days beyond your return date. Customs is straightforward for personal items. Declare goods over €430 in value. CDG has free Wi-Fi. Connect via CDA Wi-Fi. Download the Air France app for real-time flight updates. To get from Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport CDG to downtown Paris via the People train, commonly referring to the RERB commuter train, often called the Paris by train option, here's what you need to know. The RERB is the fastest and most cost-efficient way to reach central Paris from CDG. It connects the airport to key stations like Gare du Nord, Châtelet Halles, Saint-Michel, Notre Dame, and Luxembourg. The RERB station is located between Terminals 2, C2F, and Terminal 3. If you arrive at Terminal 1, follow signs for Paris by train, or take the free CDG Val shuttle 5 to 8 minutes to the Terminal 2/3 station. Approximately 30 to 35 minutes to central stations like Châtelet-les-Halles or Gare du Nord. A one-way ticket to central Paris costs tilde 1.8 euros as of 2025. Children under 4 travel free, and kids 4 to 9 pay half price. Trains run every 10 to 15 minutes from 4:50 a.m. to 11:50 p.m. Check the RATP or Air France app for real-time schedules. Purchase at ticket machines, accepting cards or Eurocoins, or ticket counters in Terminals 2 and 3. Avoid buying from unofficial vendors to prevent scams. A Navigo card or Paris Visite Pass can also be used if you plan multiple trips. Currency exchange is available, but ATMs offer better rates for euros. Have some cash for small expenses. If you have a layover, CDG has lounges, e.g. Air France Lounge, in 2E, 230 to 50 euros if not eligible, via ticket, class, or status, and shops/restaurants in all terminals. Baggage claim areas are clearly signposted. Check screens for your flight's assigned belt. Travel from Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport. CDG to downtown Paris by highway, you'll likely use a taxi, private shuttle, or rental car, as public transport like the RERB train, previously discussed, doesn't involve highways. The primary highway from CDG to central Paris is the A1 autoroute, connecting the airport, about 14 miles northeast to the city. From the A1, you'll transition to the Boulevard Périphérique, Paris's inner ring road encircling the city to reach your specific destination. The Périphérique is a limited accessible dual carriageway with a 50 cam/H31 microchip speed limit as of October 2024, handling a quarter of Parisian traffic but often congested. The drive typically takes 40-60 minutes depending on traffic, covering tilde 23 to 30K. Peak hours 7 to 9 a.m., 5 to 7 p.m., or events like taxi protests noted on X on June 11th, 2025, can cause delays on the A1, A6, or Périphérique. Official taxis at CDG available at Terminal 1, Exit 24, Terminal 2A/C, Exit 6, 2B/D, Exit 7, 2E, Gate 12, 2F, Exit 11, charge a flat rate of 50 to 70 euros to central Paris, left or right bank. They'll take the A1 to the Périphérique, exiting at a Porte de la Chapelle for Gare du Nord. Services like Citybird or Super Shuttle follow similar routes, costing tilde 30 euros plus for shared rides. Pre-book for convenience. Agencies like Avis or Hertz at CDG, Terminals 1, 2A/C/D/E/F provide cars. Follow signs for Paris to join the A1 southbound. Use GPS to navigate to your Périphérique exit, e.g. Port. The A1 is a toll-free auto route from CDG to Paris, part of France's extensive 11,882K motorway network, with no systematic numbering but clustered around Paris, A1, A3, A4. The Périphérique has inner and outer clockwise rings, each with 4 lanes and no hard shoulder. Yield to entering vehicles at Portes. Variable message signs. Update every minute on traffic conditions. Beyond the Périphérique, the A86, second ring road, 27K outside, or Francilienne, partial outer ring, may be used for suburbs, but aren't necessary for downtown. Paris is reducing car dependency with a limited traffic zone, LTZ, in the first 4 arrondissements, effective November 20, 2024, banning through traffic to cut pollution and noise by 15 to 30%. This may affect routes if your destination is central, e.g. Notre Dame. The city also prioritizes public transport, with only 4.3% of central Paris traffic from private cars, and plans to convert half of parking spaces to bike lanes or green spaces by 2026. Paris is packed with stunning views and iconic structures that make it a visual feast. Over there you have Eiffel Tower, the ultimate Paris landmark, a 330-meter iron lattice tower built for the 1889 World's Fair. Climbing or taking the elevator to the top gives you a 360-degree panorama of the city. On clear days, you can see up to 42 miles. The best views of Paris include the Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe, Montparnasse Tower, Sacré-Cœur Basilica, and Galeries Lafayette, each offering unique perspectives of the city. The Eiffel Tower is arguably the most recognizable symbol of Paris and provides unparalleled views. Visitors can ascend to the top via elevators to experience breathtaking vistas of the city. From the top, one can see landmarks like the Arc de Triomphe, the Louvre Museum, and the Champ de Mars. The Arc de Triomphe, located at the end of the Champs-Élysées, offers another excellent perspective. Climbing to the top of the arc provides a view of the 12 avenues that converge at the roundabout, including a direct line of sight down the Champs-Élysées towards the Louvre and the Tuileries Garden. The Montparnasse Tower, a skyscraper in the Montparnasse area, offers a modern alternative to the classic views. Its observation deck provides a 360-degree panorama of Paris, including a particularly striking view of the Eiffel Tower. The Sacré-Cœur Basilica, perched atop Montmartre, offers a different kind of view. The basilica itself is a beautiful example of architecture, and the surrounding area, Montmartre, is known for its artistic history. From the steps of the basilica or from the dome, visitors can enjoy a sweeping view of Paris. The Arc de Triomphe de l'Étoile, one of Paris's most iconic monuments, is a must-see landmark near the La Défense business district, where you're headed after arriving at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport, CDG, with Air France. The roundabout at the Arc de Triomphe, officially known as Place Charles de Gaulle, formerly Place de l'Étoile, is one of the most famous and chaotic traffic circles in the world. Located in Paris, France, it serves as a major hub connecting 12 radiating avenues, including the Champs-Élysées. Built in 1806 under Napoleon's orders to honor his victories, the Arc de Triomphe sits at the center, making the roundabout not just a traffic feature, but a historic landmark. The layout, designed in the 19th century by Baron Haussmann, emphasizes grandeur and symmetry. Heading to the Paris business district, primarily La Défense, for the first time involves a straightforward journey via highway or public transport. La Défense is Paris's modern business hub. Known for its skyscrapers, the Grand Arche, and corporate offices like Total Energies and Société Générale, La Défense, Paris's primary business district, is a striking contrast to the city's historic core, renowned for its modern architecture and towering skyscrapers. Located just west of central Paris, about 16 miles from Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport, CDG, it's a hub for corporate headquarters, modern art, and urban innovation. Hey! La Défense is Europe's largest purpose-built business district, spanning 564 hectares, with 72 glass and steel skyscrapers, 180,000 daily workers, and 3.5 million square meters of office space. Its name comes from a 19th century statue, La Défense de Paris, but its modern identity began in the 1950s with planned urban development. The district is designed around the Grand Arc de la Défense, a monumental cube aligning with Paris's historic axis, Arc de Triomphe to Louvre. 110 meters tall white marble and glass cube by architect Johann Otto von Spreckelsen, it's a modern reinterpretation of the Arc de Triomphe, housing offices and a rooftop viewing platform, closed since 2017 but may reopen. Check locally. Its open center and alignment with Paris's historic axis make it a visual anchor. At 231 meters, it's France's tallest skyscraper with a distinctive sail-like design by Kohn Pedersen Fox. Home to companies like EY, it's a symbol of La Défense's renewal. 187-meter black glass tower, headquarters of Total Energies. Its minimalist design by WZMH Architects is iconic for its stark elegance. A twin-tower complex, 161 meters, with a glass atrium housing firms like HSBC. Its modern aesthetic reflects La Défense corporate vibe. A 194-meter eco-friendly tower by Jean-Paul Viguier, notable for its curved facade and sustainable design, LEED Platinum certified. A 165-meter glass tower with a crystalline look, designed by Valode and Pistre. It's a newer addition emphasizing green technology. The district also features open-air art installations, e.g. Calder's Red Spider, Miro's colorful sculptures, blending corporate towers with cultural vibrancy. The Esplanade de la Défense, a pedestrian plaza, connects these landmarks, lined with greenery and fountains. The RERA station is directly under the Grande Arche, with escalators to the Esplanade. Validate your ticket at both CDG and La Défense exits. Trains run every 10 to 15 minutes until 11:50 p.m. via taxi. Tour de 55 00 cents. 75.00 cents, or rental car, take the A1 to the A14 or périphérique exiting at Porte de la Défense. Traffic can be heavy. Use Citadin for updates. Parking is available at Westfield Les Catacombs Mall or underground lots near Tour First. The district is pedestrian-friendly with elevated walkways and clear signage to towers. Metro Line 1 La Défense station connects to central Paris, e.g. Champs-Élysées, 15 minutes. Trams and buses serve nearby suburbs. Download the La Défense app for maps. The La Défense feels like Manhattan with a Parisian twist. The Esplanade's layout is linear, but towers can be disorienting. Use the Grand Arche and Tour First as landmarks. Most buildings have digital directories at entrances. Towers like Tour First and Saint-Gobain offer cafes, ATMs, and Wi-Fi. The Westfield Les Quatre Temps Mall, adjacent to ARER, has dining, e.g. Five Guys, Les Pains Quotidiens, and shops for essentials. The Grand Arc base is free to visit. Check for rooftop access updates. The Esplanade sculptures and views of the Arc de Triomphe are photo-worthy. For a quick cultural dip, Metro Line 1 to Concorde or Louvre Rivoli is tilde 20 minutes. English is common in business settings, but bonjour and merci go a long way. ATMs in La Défense provide better euro rates than CDG's exchanges. Dress smartly for business meetings. La Défense has a polished corporate vibe. Air France's website suggests staying hydrated and resting on your flight. In La Défense, grab coffee at Starbucks in the mall or relax at Hilton Paris La Défense's lounge if staying nearby. A boat tour in Paris offers a unique perspective on the city, allowing visitors to admire its iconic landmarks from the water. These cruises typically navigate the Seine River, providing views of historical monuments and bridges. Paris has experienced a significant decline in car traffic, with a 50% reduction on city streets between 2002 and 2024. The increased use of alternative transportation. Parisians are increasingly opting to walk, bike, or use public transit. Cycling route usage increased significantly, and regional transit ridership has also risen. These changes have led to a decrease in traffic accidents and a reduction in air pollution. The Parisian model serves as an example for other cities, such as New York City, which is also exploring strategies to reduce traffic and improve public transportation. UPS has been actively expanding its electric vehicle (EV) fleet and investing in sustainable transportation solutions. This city's approach to street traffic and urban planning demonstrates that it is possible to significantly reduce car travel and create a more sustainable and livable city. The Paris Metro is one of the world's oldest and most extensive urban rail systems, serving Paris and its surrounding suburbs. Networks: 16 lines numbered 1 to 14, plus 3 bis and 7 bis, with over 300 stations across 225 km of track. It's operated by RATP, which also manages buses, trams, and parts of the RER, Regional Express Network, carries about 5.2 million passengers daily, making it one of the busiest metro systems globally. A single ticket costs €2.15 as of 2025. Multi-day passes like Navigo, weekly/monthly, or Paris Visite, Tourist Pass are available. Tickets can be purchased at stations or via apps like Île-de-France, Mobilize. Runs from 5:30 a.m. to 1:15 a.m., 2:50 on weekends. Some lines may have extended hours during events. Line 1, fully automated, and Line 4 are the busiest. Lines 14 and 1 are modern and driverless. Notable for Art Nouveau entrances designed by Hector Guimard and unique station themes, e.g. Louvre Voli's museum aesthetic. Integrates with RER Translusion trains and buses for seamless regional travel. Apps like City Mapper or Ratpe's app help with real-time schedules and route planning. Most stations have clear signage in French and English. Accessibility: only about 30% of stations are fully accessible for disabled passengers, though improvements are ongoing, especially for the 2024 Paralympics legacy. Generally safe, but pickpocketing is a concern in crowded stations like Châtelet or Gare du Nord. Stay vigilant, especially at night. The Paris Metro is a vital part of navigating the city, offering a dense network of lines and stations that provide quick and affordable travel throughout the urban area. The system is known for its efficiency and widespread coverage, making it a preferred mode of transport for both Parisians and visitors. The Luxembourg Palace in Paris, located in the 6th arrondissement, is a historic landmark and the seat of the French Senate. Built in the early 17th century for Marie de Medici, it blends French and Italian architectural styles inspired by Florence's Pitti Palace. The palace is surrounded by the stunning Luxembourg Gardens, a 25-hectare public park popular for its formal layouts, fountains, and statues. Commissioned in 1615, completed around 1620, it served as a royal residence before becoming a legislative building during the French Revolution. Features a central pavilion, long wings, and a mix of Renaissance and Baroque elements. Houses the French Senate and hosts occasional exhibitions. Gardens include the Medici Fountain, Orangery, and a variety of recreational spaces. Paris is the capital city of France, located in the Île-de-France region, but it is not on an island in the way you might be thinking. The city is built around the Seine River, which splits Paris into northern and southern halves. In the middle of the Seine, there are two small natural islands, Île de la Cité and Île Saint-Louis. Île de la Cité is historically significant, home to landmarks like Notre Dame Cathedral and the Sainte-Chapelle, and is often considered the heart of Paris. The Île-de-France region, sometimes called the Island of France in English, is a landlocked administrative region surrounding Paris, not a literal island. Its name comes from its historical position between rivers like the Seine, Marne, and Oise, which loosely define its boundaries. The region includes Paris and its suburbs, covering about 12,000 square kilometers. Located at Champ de Mars, 5 Avenue Anatole, France, in the 7th arrondissement, the Eiffel Tower is in a busy tourist and commuter area near the Seine River. Daytime road traffic varies. On Tuesday morning, heavy congestion on roads like Quai Brandly, Avenue de la Bourdonnais, and nearby Pont Alexandre Taverne due to rush hour and tourist buses. Moderate traffic with steady flow from taxis, tour coaches, and deliveries. Place du Trocadero, north of the Seine, can be congested. Afternoon, traffic builds again toward evening, rush hour, especially in summer, June, August, when tourism peaks. Factors: summer, holidays, e.g. Bastille Day on July 14 when the tower closes, or events like Paris Fashion Week increase congestion. Road closures are common during major events. Navigation tips. Metro/RER, use Bir Hakeim, line 6, École Militaire, line 8, or Champ de Mars, Tour Eiffel, SI. Bus, lines 42, 69, 82, or 86 stop nearby. Walk/bike, pedestrian paths, and velop bikes are ideal. Avoid driving due to limited parking and traffic. Will visitor traffic at the Eiffel Tower, daytime crowds. If you meant visitor traffic, daytime, 9 a.m. to 11:45 p.m., with last entry around 10:45 p.m., is busy, especially 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Peak crowds, longest waits, 1 to 3 hours for tickets/elevators, occur midday, especially on weekends or in summer. Mondays can be crowded due to museum closures elsewhere. Quieter times, visit at opening or after 5 p.m. for shorter lines. Midweek, Tuesday to Thursday, is less busy. Tickets. Book e-tickets in advance at www.teresaof.com. Up to 60 days to skip ticket queues. Summit tickets sell out fast. Access security checks at East/South Garden entrances add 15 to 30 minutes. Arrive 15 minutes early for timed tickets. Views. Daytime offers clear vistas up to 70 Ks, great for seeing landmarks like Notre Dame or the Louvre. Trocadero Square, officially Place du Trocadero e du 11 Novembre, is a prominent public square in the 16th arrondissement of Paris, France, located near the Eiffel Tower across the Seine River. It's a key cultural and tourist hub known for its stunning views, architectural landmarks, and vibrant atmosphere. Situated on the northern bank of the Seine, the square offers one of the best vantage points for viewing and photographing the Eiffel Tower, especially from the esplanade of the Palais de Chaillot. The square is dominated by this neoclassical building, constructed for the 1937 Universal Exhibition. It houses several museums, including the Musée de l'Homme, Anthropology, Musée de la Marine, Maritime History, and Cité de l'Architecture Jardin du Trocadero. Below the square, these gardens feature the iconic Wausau fountain Fontaine de Varsovie, with its dramatic water jets and well-maintained lawns, sculptures, and pathways, popular for strolls and photos. The area is a hotspot for events, street performers, and tourists. It's also historically notable as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was signed here in 1948 at the Palais de Chaillot. Easily reachable via the Trocadero metro station lines 6 and 9 or by walking across the Pont d'Iéna Bridge from the Eiffel Tower. Enjoy panoramic Eiffel Tower views, especially at sunset or when the tower is illuminated at night. A visit to the museums in the Palais de Chaillot for cultural and historical insights is such a treat. You can relax in the Trocadero Gardens or watch street performances, and then explore nearby attractions like the Eiffel Tower, Champ de Mars, or the Passy neighborhood. Early morning for fewer crowds, or evening for a magical lit-up Eiffel Tower view. Beware of pickpockets and street vendors, common in tourist-heavy areas. There are cafes and restaurants nearby, but they can be pricey. The square often hosts events, markets, or protests, so check local schedules for any disruptions or festivities. If you're planning a visit or need specific details, e.g. current events, museum hours, or nearby dining, the Arc de Triomphe in Paris is a monumental arch located at the top of the Champs-Élysées at Place Charles de Gaulle, also known as Place de la Tulipe. Commissioned by Napoleon Bonaparte in 1806 to honor his victories in the Grande Armée, it was completed in 1836 under King Louis Philippe. Designed by Jean Chalgrin in a neoclassical style, it stands 50 meters tall, 45 meters wide, and 22 meters deep, making it one of the largest triumphal arches in the world. Key features include intricate reliefs and sculptures depicting battles and allegorical figures with names of 660 generals and 128 battles engraved on its surfaces. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier from World War I lies beneath, with an eternal flame lit since 1923. The arch also hosts an observation deck offering panoramic views of Paris, accessible via 284 steps, or an elevator. It's a central site for national events like Bastille Day parades and the Tour de France finish. Visitors can access it via an underground passage for safety due to the busy 12-lane roundabout. Tickets for the observation deck cost around €13.00, with free entry for EU residents under 26. Open daily from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., last entry 45 minutes before closing, except on major holidays. Recent updates from X and web sources mention ongoing maintenance to preserve its stonework and occasional traffic disruptions due to protests or events, so checking local news before visiting is wise. The Paris Metro is one of the world's oldest and most extensive subway systems, serving Paris and its suburbs. Here's a concise overview. 16 lines, numbered 1 to 14, plus 3Bs and 7Bs, over 225 kms of tracks and 308 stations as of 2025. Line 14 is fully automated. RATPP, Régie Autonome des Transports Parisiens, manages the metro, buses, trams, and parts of the RER, Regional Express Network. Operates roughly 5:30 a.m. to 1:15 a.m., 2 to 4:15 a.m. on weekends. Frequency varies 2 to 4 minutes during peak hours, 5 to 10 minutes off-peak. Single tickets, RE Plus ticket costs €2.15 as of 2025, subject to change. Multi-day passes, Navigo, Paris, Visit, or contactless cards are available. Tickets are valid across Metro, RER, within Paris, buses and trams. Stations are well signposted with maps. Apps like Rap or City Mapper help plan routes. Many stations have multiple exits. Note the correct one to save time. Accessibility. Only about 15% of stations, e.g. Line 14, some Line 1, are fully accessible for wheelchair users. RAP SP offers assistance services. Châtelet-les-Halles, Gare du Nord, Saint-Lazare, Montparnasse. These connect metro, rear, and mainline trains. Grand Paris Express ongoing project will add 200 kms of tracks and 68 stations by 2030, including new lines 15 to 18 and extensions of line 14. F. The Line 1, the oldest line running east-west, connecting Château de Vincennes to La Défense. It serves major tourist spots like the Arc de Triomphe, Champs-Élysées, Louvre, and Bastille. Line 2, inaugurated in 1900, it runs from Porte Dauphine to Place de la Nation, passing by Parc Monceau and Montmartre. It also serves Père Lachaise Cemetery. Line 3, this line takes you to areas like Saint-Thiers, known for clothing manufacturing, and Arts et Métiers with its museum, and Gambetta. Line 3Bs, a short, less crowded line connecting Gambetta with Port-de-Lila. Line 4 connects several markets across the city, including Les Halles, the flower market on Ile de la Cité, and the Saint-Germain market. Line 5 serves street art areas with stops at Place d'Italie, Butasse, and Arc, urban art along the canal. Line 6 offers the best views of Paris, running mostly above ground. It crosses the Seine, providing views of the Eiffel Tower. Line 7, great for families with stops at Cité des Sciences and Jardin des Plantes, Latin Quarter. Line 7 by Z, a loop around the 19th arrondissement, perfect for Parc des Buttes, Chaumont. Line 8 does a semicircle around town, taking you from Ballard to Porterie. Line 9, full of hidden gems, including the Savers Porcelain Factory and Museum, and the department stores at Chazé-Dantin. Line 10 spends most of its length on the left bank, with stops at Vanneau and Cluny-la-Sorbonne. Line 11 runs from the center of Paris to the eastern outskirts, stopping at Hôtel de Ville and Centre Pompidou. Line 12, perfect for church and cathedral enthusiasts, covering several Notre-Dames and the Église de la Madeleine. Line 13, relatively unknown by tourists, but stops at the flea market, Pousses de Vanves, and the Musée Rodin. Line 14, the newest and fastest line, connecting Gare Saint-Lazare to Bercy Village and the 13th arrondissement. It now also reaches Orly Airport. The Paris Metro is the second busiest metro system in Europe and the 12th busiest in the world, carrying 1.476 billion passengers in 2024. The system is mostly underground, with an average distance of 562 meters between stations. The metro is operated by the Régie Autonome des Transports Parisiens, RAPI, which also operates part of the RER network, light rail lines, and many bus routes. The Paris Metro is a vital part of the city's infrastructure, making it easy to navigate and explore the many attractions Paris has to offer. Paris streets are a mix of iconic boulevards, narrow cobblestone alleys, and vibrant neighborhoods, each with its own character. Wide avenues like Champs-Élysées are lined with shops, cafes, and theaters, bustling with tourists and locals. Haussmann's 19th century urban plan gave the city its signature grand boulevards like Boulevard Saint-Germain, intersecting at elegant squares. Smaller streets, like those in Montmartre or Le Marais, feel intimate, with hidden courtyards, art galleries, and historic charm. Many are pedestrian-friendly, especially in areas like the Latin Quarter, where cafes spill onto sidewalks. Place Saint-Michel is historic square, created in 1855 during Napoleon III's reign, is a cultural hub in the Latin Quarter. It features the Saint-Michel Fountain, 1860, designed by Gabriel Daviud, with a bronze statue of Saint Michael defeating the devil, flanked by 2 dragons and statues of the 4 cardinal virtues. The square connects to the Ile de la Cité via the Pont Saint-Michel bridge and is a junction for streets like Boulevard Saint-Michel, Rue d'Anton, Quai Saint-Michel, and Quai des Grands Augustins. It's historically significant, having been a site for World War II resistance and the 1968 student protests. Boulevard Saint-Michel, known as Boule Mich. This tree-lined boulevard runs south from Place Saint-Michel, alongside the Sorbonne and Luxembourg Gardens, ending at Place Camille Julien. It was created by Baron Haussmann during the 19th century redesign of Paris, replacing older streets like Rue de la Harpe. It's a hot spot for students, with bookstores like Giberjean, cafes and shops, Rue de la Huchette and Rue du Chat qui Pêche. Narrow medieval streets near Place Saint-Michel, filled with restaurants, jazz clubs, and historic charm. Rue Saint-Jacques, an ancient street parallel to Boulevard Saint-Michel, marking Paris's historical north-south axis. Boulevard Saint-Germain, another major Haussmann-era street intersecting with Boulevard Saint-Michel, known for its cafes and proximity to Saint-Germain-des-Prés. Attractions. The square is close to Notre Dame Cathedral, Sainte-Chapelle, the Palais de Justice, and the Sorbonne University. The Giberjean bookstore and Shakespeare & Co. 37 Rue de la Boucherie are nearby for book lovers. Metro. Take line 4 to Saint-Michel-de-Notus or rear C to Saint-Michel-de-Mai for direct access to Place Saint-Michel. For nearby areas like the Sorbonne or Luxembourg Gardens, use RER B to Luxembourg or line 10 to Cluny-la-Sorbonne. Like Paris's Villa bike sharing system offers easy access with scenic routes along the Seine. The area is bustling with students, tourists, and locals, especially around the fountain and nearby cafes. It's great for people watching or exploring the Latin Quarter's historic vibe. Visit Rue de la Huchette for dining or Here you have Louvre Museum, home to the Mona Lisa and vast art collections. The Glass Pyramid is a must-see. To get inside, you have to book timed Edgen tickets online. Metro, Palais Royal Musée du Louvre. Paris offers a wealth of sightseeing options that blend history, culture, and stunning views. Based on your previous interest in Paris landmarks, architecture, and navigating the city, the Fontaine des Mars is a classic Parisian bistro located at 129 Rue Saint-Dominique, 75,007 Paris, in the 7th arrondissement near the Eiffel Tower. Established in 1908, it's known for its traditional French cuisine, warm ambiance, and historical charm. The restaurant overlooks the Fontaine des Mars, a historic fountain built in 1806 during Napoleon's era, originally designed to provide drinking water. Boating on the Seine River in Paris offers a unique way to experience the city's iconic landmarks, romantic charm, and historic ambiance. Based on your previous interest in Paris's landmarks, views, and transportation, the Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe, and Paris Metro, a Seine River cruise aligns perfectly with your desire to explore the city's visual and cultural highlights. These cruises, typically 1 to 15 hours, glide past major landmarks like the Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame Cathedral, Louvre Museum, Musée d'Orsay, and Pont Alexandre III. They're ideal for daytime or nighttime views, especially when the Eiffel Tower sparkles hourly after dusk. A Parisian institution since 1949, offering large double-decker boats with open-top seating, commentary in multiple languages, departs from Pont d'Alma. Prices: tilde, €15, 0 cents / adult, €6, 0 cents / child, 4 to 12. Departs from the Eiffel Tower's base with multilingual audio guides and modern glass-enclosed boats. Prices: tilde, €18, 0 cents / adult, €8, 50 cents / child. Wheelchair accessible lower decks. Vedettes du Pont Neuf, smaller boats with departures from Pont Neuf. Prices: tilde, €14, 0 cents / adult, €8, 0 cents / child. Given your interest in Paris's views and landmarks, a nighttime cruise with Bateau Parisien or Bateau Mouches is recommended. For stunning illuminated sights, especially the Eiffel Tower's light show, book online for discounts, e.g. €2, 0 cents off Bateau Parisien tickets. Perfect for a personalized experience, these smaller boats, 2 to 12 passengers, offer intimate tours with a private guide, ideal for special occasions or avoiding crowds. 1.5-hour tours starting near the Eiffel Tower, passing landmarks like Notre Dame and Pont Alexandre III, includes a pilot/guide and optional wine/macarons. Highly rated for knowledgeable guides like Axel. Luxurious smaller boats with 360 DG views starting near Pont des Arts. Great for romantic cruises or events like proposals. Neoclassical speedboats with retro charm, offering a 360 DG view of Paris's historic heart. A private tour with My Paris River or Boat in Paris suits your interest in unique perspectives and could be a memorable addition to your Paris itinerary, especially for a romantic or exclusive experience. Combine sightseeing with gourmet dining, 2 to 3 hours. Perfect for a romantic evening or special event with views of illuminated landmarks. Bateau Mouches offers lunch/public holidays and dinner cruises with piano/violin ambiance. Menus like Excellence or Prestige start at tilde, €75, 0 cents, €115, 0 cents. Bateau Parisiens, lunch or dinner cruises with 3-course meals departing from the Eiffel Tower. Known for refined French cuisine, Maxime's Champagne Cruise, 1.5-hour private cruise with champagne tastings. Dinner cruise aligns with your love for Paris's romantic charm, especially a nighttime Bateau Mouche cruise to see the city lit up, as you mentioned, enjoying the Eiffel Tower's twinkling lights. A flexible option with stops at 9 key locations, e.g. Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame, Louvre. Use it like a water taxi to explore Paris at your own pace. 24/7 online ticket purchase with passes for 1 to 2 days. Tilde, €20, 0 cents, €25, 0 cents. Great for combining with metro travel, which you've shown interest in. If you want to explore multiple sites like the Arc de Triomphe or Trocadero, Batabilla offers convenience and aligns with your interest in efficient navigation. Here you have Sorbonne Université, a prestigious public research university in Paris, France, formed in 2018 by the merger of Paris Sorbonne University, Paris 8 Marie, Curie, Paris 8. Paris Curie 8 Marie Curie, Paris 8. It traces its origins to the historic University of Paris, founded around 1150, and the Sorbonne College, established in 1257 by Robert de Sorbonne. It's a multidisciplinary institution with a global reputation in arts, humanities, sciences, engineering, and health sciences. Place de la Concorde, Paris' largest public square, spans 7.6 hectares in the 8th arrondissement, connecting the Champs-Élysées to the Tuileries Garden. Designed by Anne-Jacques Gabriel in 1755 as Place Louis Cabriel to honor the king, it became a central stage for the French Revolution, renamed Place de la Révolution. Between 1792 and 1795, over 1,119 executions by guillotine occurred here, including Louis XVIII, Marie Antoinette, and Robespierre. Renamed Place de la Concorde in 1795 to symbolize reconciliation, it has since undergone several name changes reflecting France's turbulent history. The square centerpiece is the 3,300-year-old Luxor obelisk, a 23-meter-tall pink granite monolith gifted by Egypt in 1829 and erected in 1836. Flanking it are two cast-iron fountains, the Fontaine Maritime and Fontaine Fluviale, designed by Jacques-Ignace Pittorff in 1840, inspired by Rome's St. Peter's Square. 8 statues representing major French cities, Brest, Rouen, Lyon, Marseille, Bordeaux, Nantes, Lille, and Strasbourg, adorn the square's corners, symbolizing national unity. The Marly horses, sculpted by Guillaume Cousteau, framed the Champs-Élysées entrance. To the north, the Hôtel de la Marine and Hôtel de Crillon, both by Gabriel, defined the square's elegant neoclassical aesthetic. The Pont de la Concorde Bridge links the square to the Palais Bourbon across the Seine. Recent pedestrianization efforts announced by Mayor Anne Hidalgo in 2024 have reduced vehicle traffic, enhancing its appeal as a public space. The square hosts events like Bastille Day parades and seasonally a Ferris wheel offering panoramic views of Paris. Historically, it's a site of both celebration and tragedy, embodying France's complex past. Recent ex-posts reflect mixed sentiments, with some criticizing ongoing construction and event clutter, calling it a massacre of the square's beauty, while others praise its majesty. Metro access is via Concorde Station, lines 1, 8, 12. Here you have the flag of the French Southern and Antarctic lands, Terres Australes et Antarctiques Françaises, TAAF, adopted on February 23, 2007, features a blue field with the French tricolor, blue, white, red, in the canton, often with a white border. In the lower fly, the letters TAF form a white monogram styled like an anchor, surrounded by 5 white stars. The stars are sometimes interpreted to represent the 5 regions of the territory: Adelie Land, Crozet Islands, Kerguelen Islands, St. Paul and Amsterdam Islands, and Scattered Islands, though this is not officially stated in the decree. Emmanuel Macron has been president of France since 2017, re-elected in 2022, leading a centrist government under the Renaissance Party, formerly La République En Marche. His presidency operates within France's semi-presidential system, where the president holds significant influence over foreign ministers, with key portfolios like finance, interior, and foreign affairs shaping policy. The National Assembly and Senate formed the legislative branch, though Macron's coalition lost its majority in 2022, leading to a hung parliament and minority government. Macron's government has pursued business-friendly reforms, including labor market liberalization, tax cuts, and pension reforms, often sparking protests. His 2015 Macron law as economics minister relaxed Sunday work rules and deregulated sectors like transportation 2022 political gridlock has complicated governance with snap elections in 2024 called after European Parliament losses, further fragmenting the assembly. Macron has faced criticism for dissolving parliament, a move seen as destabilizing, and for aligning with right-wing parties, alienating the left. His foreign policy emphasizes EU integration, climate action, and a balanced stance on global issues, though recent tensions with Israel over Palestinian statehood recognition have stirred controversy. Economic challenges include a public deficit exceeding EU limits, projected at 6% of GDP in 2025, prompting EU scrutiny. Social policies like Solidarite à la source aim to streamline welfare, while initiatives on social media age limits and civic education reflect cultural priorities. Public sentiments shows frustration over deficits and political instability, though some credit Macron for low inflation and employment growth. His term ends in 2027, and he cannot run again due to constitutional limits. France is a founding member of NATO, established in 1949, and has played a significant role in the alliance despite a complex history. As one of the 12 original signatories of the North Atlantic Treaty, France was deeply involved in shaping NATO's early collective defense framework, hosting its headquarters in Paris from 1952 to 1966. France's primary goal was to secure U.S. support for a forward defense strategy to protect continental Europe against potential Soviet aggression, though it often clashed with Anglo-American preferences for a peripheral defense approach. Paris city lifestyle blends elegance, culture, and a relaxed pace with urban vibrancy. Residents often embrace a chic yet practical style, favoring quality over flash. Think tailored coats, scarves, and timeless fashion. Daily life revolves around savoring small pleasures. Morning croissants at local boulangeries, coffee at sidewalk cafes, or leisurely strolls along the Seine. Food is central, with markets like Marché Bastille offering fresh produce and locals prioritizing home-cooked meals or dining at intimate bistros. Work-life balance leans toward shorter work weeks, 35 hours standard, long lunches, and valuing vacation time. Culturally, Parisians are immersed in art, history, and intellectual pursuits. Museums like the Louvre and Centre Pompidou, alongside indie galleries, are regular haunts. Bookshops like Shakespeare and Company and literary cafes fuel a love for ideas. Social life thrives in casual settings, aperitifs at wine bars or picnics in parks like Jardin des Tuileries. Yet the city's not without grit. Crowded metros, high rents, average €1,200, 0 cents for a one-bedroom, and occasional strikes shape urban realities. Seasonal rhythms matter. Summers see locals fleeing to the coast, while winter brings festive markets. Parisians value individuality, but hold fast to traditions, balancing modernity with a deep sense of history. It's a city where you're as likely to debate philosophy over wine as you are to navigate tourist crowds at... Paris is often deemed the most romantic city due to a blend of cultural, historical, and aesthetic factors that create an idealized atmosphere for love. Its reputation stems from iconic landmarks. The Eiffel Tower, especially when lit up at night, serves as a global symbol of romance, often featured in proposals and love stories. The Seine River, with its picturesque bridges like Pont Alexandre III, invites intimate strolls. Charming ambiance, cobblestone streets, quaint cafes, and historic neighborhoods like Montmartre evoke a timeless, cozy vibe. The city's soft lighting and elegant architecture amplify this allure. Cultural influence. Paris has long been a hub for artists, writers, and filmmakers who portray it as a backdrop for passion. Think Amélie or Hemingway's A Movable Feast. This media legacy shapes global perceptions. Romantic experiences, from candlelit dinners at Michelin-starred restaurants to sunset cruises on the Seine, Paris offers curated moments that feel inherently romantic. The city's love for art, fashion, and cuisine adds to its sensual appeal. Historical mystique. As a center of Enlightenment ideals and bohemian culture, Paris has a reputation for embracing love in all its forms, free from judgment. Some argue other cities like Venice or Florence rival Paris, citing their own scenic canals or Renaissance charm. But Paris's unique mix of grandeur, intimacy, and cultural clout, backed by its frequent ranking in travel polls like Condé Nast's 2023 Reader's Choice Awards, keeps it at the top. The Paris Champs-Élysées is world famous for luxury flagships like Louis Vuitton, Dior, and Chanel, alongside accessible brands like Zara and Sephora. The nearby Golden Triangle, Avenue Montaigne, Avenue Georges Fives, Rue François Boyan, is a haute couture hub with Hermès, Yves Saint Laurent, and Gucci. Expect high prices but unparalleled prestige, perfect for window shopping or splurge. Saint-Germain-des-Prés. In the 6th arrondissement, this area blends bohemian and chic vibes. Find high-accent boutiques, Zazon, APC, and the iconic Le Bon Marché department store with its gourmet Grande Épicerie for foodie souvenirs. Great for literary cafes and unique finds. Le Marais, a trendy district in the 3rd and 4th arrondissement, Le Marais offers eclectic boutiques on Rue de Front Bourgeois and Rue Vieille du Temple. Visit Merci for bohemian fashion and homeware, or BHV Marais for diverse brands. Ideal for indie designers and vintage, Boulevard Haussmann, home to Galeries Lafayette and Printemps, these Belle Epoque department stores are a must for designer brands, perfumes, and homeware. Galeries Lafayette's rooftop offers Eiffel Tower views, and its food hall is a delight. Palais Royal Arcades. Near the Louvre, this historic area features upscale boutiques like Didier Ludo and Annick Gautour perfumes. It's a serene spot for artisanal and luxury shopping. Covered passages, Paris's 19th century arcades like Galerie Vivienne and Passage Jouffroy offer a charming mix of vintage bookshops, antiques, and boutique fashion, perfect for unique souvenirs. Flea markets, Le Poussée de Saint-Ouen, the world's largest antiques market, is a treasure trove for vintage clothing, furniture, and art. Smaller markets like Chez Sarah Vintage are great for trendy finds like D&G heels. Rue Claire, a short market street in the 7th arrondissement, ideal for gourmet food shopping with specialty boulangeries, fromageries, and flower stalls. Great for local flavor near the Eiffel Tower. Montmartre. Quirky and bohemian, this district offers edgy fashion at Major Banche and unique jewelry at Emmanuel Zismond. Combined with a visit to Sacré-Cœur, Place Vendôme, known for high-end jewelry, Boucheron's elegant store here is a masterpiece of craftsmanship, perfect for luxury seekers. Affordable brands, chains like Carole, French Basics, and Monoprix near Galeries Lafayette offer stylish, budget-friendly clothing and homeware. Cézanne's smaller Rue du Bac store is less crowded for chic Parisian style. Sales seasons. Shop during the summer, late June, July, or winter. January to February sold is for major discounts on designer and high street brands. Outlet malls. La Vallée Village, a 1-hour drive from Paris, offers discounted luxury brands like Longchamp and Chloe, combined with a Disneyland trip for convenience. Paris's historical financial district, once home to the physical Paris Bourse stock exchange at the Palais Brongniart, now electronic. It remains a business hub with Haussmannian buildings, hosting banks like BNP Paribas and Crédit Agricole, plus tech startups in the Silicon Sentier area. It's less dominant than La Défense, but retains financial significance. The Quartier Central des Affaires in the 8th arrondissement is another key business area with over 70,000 companies and 3 million square meters of office space. It's known for prestigious addresses near the Madeleine and Opera districts, supporting 640,000 jobs in sectors like banking, real estate, and services. La Défense ranks first among European business districts and fourth globally for appeal, driven by its density, infrastructure, and global financial influence. Paris's financial scene is bolstered by its history as a trading hub since the Middle Ages and its role as a top global market, with posts on X noting Paris surpassing London as Europe's largest stock market in 2022. Paris is often cited as one of the most visited cities in the world, but recent data suggests it may not hold the top spot. According to Euromonitor International's 2024 rankings, Bangkok is the most visited city globally, with 24.8 million international arrivals, followed by Istanbul, 22.2 million. Paris ranks ninth, with 17.4 million international visitors in 2024. However, Paris remains a tourism powerhouse, particularly in Europe. In 2023, Paris and the Île-de-France region welcomed 47.5 million tourists, domestic and international, with international arrivals reaching nearly 22 million, the highest in Europe. The city's appeal is driven by iconic landmarks like the Eiffel Tower, 5.9 million visitors in 2023, the Louvre Museum, 8.9 million, and Disneyland Paris, 14.8 million. The 2024 Olympics and the Notre Dame reopening in December 2024 further boosted visitor numbers, with projections estimating over 50 million total visitors in 2024, a 15% increase in international arrivals compared to 2019. Some sources like MasterCard's Global Destination Cities Index ranked Paris second in 2023 with 19.1 million international overnight visitors, behind Bangkok, 22 million. Posts on X and older reports, e.g. UOM Monitor 2022, have claimed Paris as the top destination, reflecting its historical dominance and cultural allure. Yet 2024 data consistently places Asian and Middle Eastern cities like Bangkok, Istanbul, and Dubai ahead, driven by post-pandemic travel trends and relaxed restrictions. Paris's enduring popularity stems from its romantic image, world-class museums, and events, but it faces competition from emerging destinations. Over there, you have Pont Neuf, connects the left and right banks of the Seine, passing through the Ile de la Cité, the historic heart of Paris. It consists of two spans, one with 5 arches linking the left bank to the island, and another with 7 arches connecting the island to the right bank. Built between 1578 and 1607, it was designed by Baptiste du Cerceau and Pierre des Illes. It was possibly incorporating an earlier design by Guillaume Marchand. It was a pioneering structure for its time, being the first stone bridge in Paris without houses built on it, allowing unobstructed views of the Seine and the Louvre. The bridge is adorned with over 380 mascarons, grotesque stone faces, meant to ward off evil spirits. It also includes pedestrian pavements and curved stone benches for resting, offering scenic views of the river. The equestrian statue of Henry IV and the Square du Vert Galant, a small park at the tip of Ile de la Cité, are notable landmarks on or near the bridge. Pont Neuf has been a central part of Parisian life for centuries, depicted in art, including a famous painting by Renoir and an early daguerreotype by Louis Daguerre. It was also famously wrapped by artists Christo and Jean-Claude in 1985. It remains a symbol of Parisian architecture and history. Paris experiences significant congestion, particularly during rush hours around 4 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m., with average traffic speeds often around 15 km/h in central areas. Recent posts on X highlight heavy traffic, with one user noting a 2.5-hour trip for 40K in and around Paris, and another describing chaotic circulation due to mixed vehicle, bike, and scooter traffic during events like the Fête de la Musique. Roadworks and closures. Ongoing roadworks and events cause disruptions. For example, Via Michelin reports roadworks on D910 near Pont de Sèvres, Boulevard Raspail, and Rue de la Croix-Nivire, with some streets like Avenue de la Pépinière and Boulevard d'Auteuil closed or restricted due to events or construction. Additionally, the May 8, 2025 Victory Day commemoration led to temporary parking and traffic bans in the 8th, 16th, and 17th arrondissements. Pedestrian and low traffic zones. Paris has been transforming its streets to reduce car use since November 2024. Central zone bans through traffic for non-residents, reducing motor vehicle counts by up to 30%. Over 100 streets like Rue Claire and Rue Montorgueil are fully pedestrianized, and areas like the Champs-Élysées are car-free on the first Sunday of each month. Pair respire zones close to cars on Sundays and holidays, enhancing pedestrian access in districts like Montmartre and the Marais. The city also enforces a 30 km/h speed limit on most streets and has created 205 school streets to prioritize pedestrian safety. Public transport and alternatives. Congestion, limited parking, and strict fines make public transport RATP Metro RER. Buses or alternatives like electric bikes, scooters, or walking preferable. The Navigo Pass offers cultural discounts, enhancing its value for navigating Paris. Real-time resources. For live updates, check TomTom Traffic Index, Via Michelin, or Mappy for real-time traffic maps showing jams, accidents, and roadworks on major routes like the Boulevard Périphérique, Champs-Élysées, and Boulevard Saint-Germain. Citadin also provides Île-France traffic alerts, noting recent issues like pollution episodes and event disruptions, e.g. Champs-Élysées concerts. Recommendation: avoid driving in central Paris if possible. Use public transport or bikes for smoother travel, especially during rush hours or events. For specific routes, consult Mappy or Citadin for real-time conditions. If you need updates on particular streets, let me know and I can search for more detailed information. Paris has several key tunnels like the Duplex A86, a 10 km double-deck motorway tunnel in the western suburbs, and the Tuileries Tunnel, used for soft mobility, e.g. bicycles. The A86 tunnel, part of the second ring road around Paris, is known for heavy traffic, especially during peak hours due to its role in connecting suburban areas and its restrictions to G-meter height limit, no commercial vehicles. Traffic in Paris is often congested due to the city's dense urban layout, ongoing infrastructure projects like the Grand Paris Express, and policies restricting car use in the city center, which push traffic to peripheral routes like the A86. Pedestrians in Paris walk with a casual confidence, weaving through bustling boulevards like Champs-Élysées or quaint cobblestone streets in Montmartre. The city's sidewalks pulse with life, locals in chic coats, tourists snapping photos of Haussmannian facades, and artists sketching by the Seine. Crosswalks are chaotic yet oddly orderly. Drivers and walkers share an unspoken rhythm. Sidewalk cafes spill over with people sipping espresso, while vendors hawk crepes or flowers. At night, the glow of streetlights and neon signs reflects off the pavement, and the crowd thins to couples strolling arm in arm or friends laughing over wine. Paris's walkability is unmatched. Every corner invites exploration, from grand avenues to hidden passages. The best time to shop in Paris depends on your priorities, whether it's sales, weather, crowds, or unique shopping experiences. Winter sales, soldes d'hiver, typically starting around January 8th. Deep discounts, especially on fashion, as stores clear out winter collections. Summer sales, soldes to late July, often starting around June 25th. Great for summer clothing and accessories, with discounts increasing as the sales progress. March to May, due to, quote, mild weather, blooming city has fewer crowds than summer, perfect for strolling shopping areas like the Marais or Champs-Élysées. From September to November, due to crisp weather, there are fewer tourists and new fall collections in stores, ideal for luxury and designer shopping. Early spring, March to April, or late fall, October, November, offer quieter shopping experiences in major stores and boutiques. Paris is festive with Christmas markets, Tuileries Garden, and window displays at department stores like Galeries Lafayette and Printemps. Crowded but magical. Sales are limited until January. Flea markets, Jopousses, the Saint Juan, best on weekends, especially Saturday or Sunday mornings year-round. Spring or fall offer pleasant weather for browsing antiques and vintage finds. Fashion Week, February to March and September to October, but prices are full and crowds are intense. Paris during the day hums with a vibrant, layered ambience. The air carries the scent of fresh baguettes from boulangeries, mingling with espresso wafting from cafe terraces. Cobblestone streets echo with the soft clatter of footsteps, bicycle bells, and the occasional scooter zipping by. Along the Seine, the murmur of tourists blends with street musicians playing accordions or soft jazz, while riverboats churn gently through the water. Markets buzz with vendors calling out prices for flowers, cheese, or fruit, their voices weaving into the chatter of locals bargaining. In the distance, church bells toll and the faint rumble of the metro vibrates beneath the city's pulse. Sunlight filters through plane trees, casting dappled shadows on Haussmannian boulevards, where conversations in French, punctuated by laughter or animated debate, spill from open windows and bustling bistros. It's a symphony of life, romantic yet grounded, elegant but unpretentious. Surrounding the Eiffel Tower, the daytime traffic creates a lively urban soundscape. The Pont d'Enna Bridge and nearby Quai Branly hume with a steady stream of cars, their engines purring and occasionally revving. Horns blare sporadically, blending with the soft screech of brakes and the rhythmic click of traffic lights. Motorcycles zip through, adding sharp buzzes, while buses rumble deeply. Pedestrians weave through, their chatter and footsteps mixing with the clink of bicycle bells and the distant wail of a siren. The Seine's gentle lapping and occasional boat horn add a subtle aquatic layer, while street musicians near the tower contribute faint accordion or guitar melodies, creating a vibrant, quintessentially Parisian atmosphere. Climbing the Eiffel Tower to its summit is possible via stairs, but only to a certain point, as the very top is inaccessible by foot for safety reasons. You can climb the stairs from the ground to the second floor, about 704 steps, roughly 115 meters high. From the second floor, you must take an elevator to reach the summit, 324 meters, including the antenna. The summit itself has no stair access for the public. The final stretch is elevator only due to the tower's narrow, restricted upper structure. Stairs to second floor cost around €11.00, €14.00 for adults. Prices vary slightly by season and booking method. Stairs and elevator to summit cost approximately €25. 0 cents, 30 euro, 0 cents for adults. You can buy tickets online in advance on the official Eiffel Tower website to avoid long queues and scalpers. Summit tickets can sell out, especially in peak seasons, summer, holidays. A climb to the second floor takes 30-45 minutes for most people. It's moderately strenuous. Expect a steady pace with rest platforms every 5,100 steps. Comfortable shoes and water are recommended, not advised for those with mobility issues or severe fear of heights. The top offers a 360 DG view of Paris with landmarks like the Louvre, Notre Dame, and Sacré-Cœur visible on clear days, up to 60K. It's often crowded, windy, and cooler than ground level, so bring a jacket. A small champagne bar is available. Expect high prices till the 15 euro, 0 cents, 20 euro, 0 cents per glass. No climbing gear or free climbing is allowed. Strictly prohibited and dangerous. Security checks are thorough, no sharp objects, large bags. The summit may close during bad weather, high winds, storms. For a climbing-like experience, some opt for guided tours that include stair access to the second floor with detailed history, around 40 euro, 0 cents, 60 euro, 0 cents via platforms like Get Your Guide or Viator based on recent web data. Several Paris tourboat companies offer cruises on the Seine River with open upper decks, providing unobstructed views of landmarks like the Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame, and the Louvre. Bateaux Parisiens offer sightseeing cruises departing from the foot of the Eiffel Tower, Porte de la Bourdonnais, Pontoon, no. 3. Boats feature open upper decks for panoramic views, ideal for photography. Cruises last about 1 hour with audio guides in 14 languages. Schedule from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. every 30 minutes, except 1 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. extended to 11 p.m. in June-August. Prices 16 euro, 0 cents. Adults, 7 euro, 50 cents. Children, 4.11 when booked online. Note, bring a windbreaker as it can get windy on the open deck. Bateaux Mouches, known for their large open upper decks, accommodating up to 1,000 passengers. Cruises start near Pont de l'Alma and cover major sites with live or recorded commentary. Duration, approximately 1 hour. Boats have sliding canopies for weather protection, but the upper deck remains open in good conditions. Popular for both day and night cruises, with evening tours showcasing illuminated monuments. Vedettes du Pont Neuf operates boats like the Parisis with a large open upper deck, up to 200 guests, and a sun deck with 100 seats. Cruises depart from near Pont Neuf, offering views of landmarks like the Louvre and Notre Dame. Ideal for summer with a Paris plage vibe on the open deck. Electric boats available for eco-friendly tours. Batabus, a hop-on, hop-off service with open upper decks, allowing you to create your own itinerary. Stops include key locations like the Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame, and the Louvre. Less focus on guided commentary, more on flexibility to explore at your pace. Open decks provide great views but may lack seating during peak times. The Paris Underground Train System, known as the Paris Metro, is one of the oldest and most extensive metro systems in the world. Operated by RATP, Régie Autonome des Transports Parisiens, the Paris Metro serves Paris and its suburbs with 16 lines, numbered 1 to 14, plus 3Bs and 7Bs, covering approximately 220 kilometers of track and 304 stations. It's a vital part of the city's public transport, carrying around 4.5 million passengers daily. Opened in 1900 during the Paris Universal Exposition, the metro was designed to ease surface traffic. It expanded rapidly in the early 20th century and continues to evolve with modernizations and extensions. Lines are identified by numbers and colors with endpoints indicating direction, e.g., Line 1 runs from La Défense to Château de Vincennes. Key features include dense coverage in central Paris with stations rarely more than 500 meters apart, connections to other systems like RER, Regional Express trains, trams, and buses. Some lines, e.g. 1414, are fully automated with driverless trains. A single ticket costs about €2.10 as of 2023 and allows transfers within the metro and RER zones 1 and 2 for 90 minutes. Options include daily/weekly passes like Navigo or Paris Visite for unlimited travel. Tickets are mostly contactless, with paper tickets being phased out in favor of Navigo cards or smartphone apps. Famous for Art Nouveau entrances by Hector Guimard, many stations feature unique themes, e.g. Louvre Rivoli's museum decor. However, accessibility is limited, with only about 15% of stations fully accessible for wheelchair users. Runs from 5:30 a.m. to 1:15 a.m. 2:15 a.m. on weekends. Trains are frequent every 2 to 5 minutes during peak hours. Line 14 is the most modern, offering faster service and larger trains. The Grand Paris Express project is expanding the network, adding 200K and 68 new stations by 2030, with 4 new lines, 15 to 18, to better connect suburbs. Paris has vibrant street markets, offering food, antiques, and more. Marché Bastille is one of the largest on Boulevard Richard Lenoir. Open Thursdays and Sundays. Expect fresh produce, cheeses, meats, and ready-to-eat dishes like crepes. It's lively with a mix of locals and tourists. Prices are reasonable, but quality varies. Check for freshness. Marché d'Allegre, a 12th arrondissement, open Tuesday to Sunday. It combines a covered market, Beauvau, with open-air stalls, known for affordable produce, spices, and North African goods. The flea market nearby has antiques and vintage items. It's less touristy with a gritty, authentic vibe. Rue Mouffetard Market is in the 5th arrondissement daily except Mondays. A narrow, historic street lined with stalls and shops selling fruits, veggies, seafood, and pastries. It's tourist-friendly, but retains charm, especially for grabbing a quick bite or wine. Marché aux Puces de Saint-Réon is a massive flea market near Porte de Clignancourt, open Saturday to Monday, famous for antiques, vintage clothing, and quirky finds. Bargaining is common, but scams exist. Inspect items closely. It's a treasure hunt, not a food market. Bring cash. Small vendors don't take cards. Markets are busiest mid-morning. Go early for deals or later for discounts on perishables. Also, watch for pickpockets, especially in crowded spots like Bastille or Saint-Ouen. Paris is renowned for its vibrant open-air street markets, offering fresh produce, gourmet foods, antiques, and more. Marché Bastille, 11th arrondissement, is one of the largest markets, located along Boulevard Richard Lenoir, open Thursdays and Sundays, 7 o'clock a.m. to 2:30 p.m., features a vast array of fresh produce, cheeses, meats, fish, flowers, and street food like crepes and pastries. Known for its bustling atmosphere and diverse offerings, including clothes and artwork, Cash is recommended and bargaining is common. Paris McDonald's, called McDonald's, differ from U.S. locations with sleeker designs, self-ordering kiosks over 90% of stores, and a McCavery pastries like macarons, croissants, and cannelles. Unique menu items include the Mac Baguette with Emmental cheese and French mustard, Croque McDo ham and cheese sandwich, and beer in some locations. Vegetarian options like the Chèvre McWrap are also available. Over here you have Abercrombie & Fitch on Avenue des Champs-Élysées. Here you have the Fontaine des Mers, is one of two monumental fountains in the square. Designed by architect Jacques-Inas Hittorf and completed in 1840 during the reign of King Louis-Philippe. It is situated on the south side of the square, closer to the Seine River, and commemorates France's maritime commerce and industry. The fountain is made of cast iron with bronze sculptures coated in a bronze finish. Its design is inspired by the fountains in St. Peter's Square in Rome, featuring a mushroom-shaped cap above a central vasque basin, where water cascades into a circular basin below. Large semi-nude figures supporting the vasque represent the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. Other figures beneath symbolize sea industries like coral, fish, shells, and pearls. The figures are seated in the prow of a ship, symbolizing the city of Paris, surrounded by dolphins spouting water. Above the vasque, sculptures represent the spirits of maritime navigation, astronomy, and commerce, with swans spouting water into the basin below. Tritons and nereids holding fish spout water upward toward the vasque rim. The Fontaine des Mers is a twin to the Fontaine des Fleuves, Fountain of the Rivers, on the north side of the square, which celebrates France's river navigation and commerce. Paris embodies a lifestyle that blends elegance, culture, and leisure with a certain je ne sais quoi. The city's charm lies in its ability to make everyday moments feel extraordinary. Parisians prioritize quality over quantity, savoring a perfectly brewed café au lait at a sidewalk cafe, strolling along the Seine with no rush, or spending hours debating art and philosophy over wine. The aesthetic is effortless yet refined. Think tailored coats, scarves tied just so, and bicycles weaving through cobbled streets. Daily life revolves around balance. Markets like the ones you mentioned, brimming with fresh baguettes, artisanal cheeses, and vibrant produce, reflect a deep appreciation for food as an art form. Dining is a ritual, whether at a Michelin-starred restaurant or a corner bistro. Meals are savored, not rushed. Fashion is another cornerstone. Paris sets global trends while staying rooted in timeless style, from haute couture to vintage finds in Le Marais. Culture is omnipresent. Museums like the Louvre or smaller gems like Musée Rodin are part of the fabric, as are impromptu jazz performances in Montmartre or book stalls along the river. Even the metro, with its Art Deco signs, feels cinematic, yet it's not all glamour. Parisians navigate the city's bustle, from packed trains to occasional strikes, with a pragmatic shrug. The lifestyle's beauty comes from this mix: sophistication without pretense, history blending with modernity, and a commitment to living well, whether through a quiet moment at a fountain like Place des Vosges or a lively night in Bastille. It's a city that invites you to slow down and find beauty in the details. If you're planning to soak in this vibe, maybe revisit those open street markets or a Seine boat ride you mentioned. Perfect ways to feel the pulse of Parisian life. Here you have the Golden Gate, an ornate gilded entrance gate topped by a dome. It features intricate wrought ironwork and a small ship from the Parisian coat of arms at the top, with the Latin motto Fluctuat nec mergitor. It is beaten by the waves, but does not sink. The gate exemplifies Beaux-Arts architecture, blending classical symmetry with decorative elegance. It leads into the entrance hall, which is lit by stained glass and adorned with mosaics and paintings. Located at Avenue Winston Churchill, 75,008 Paris, across from the Grand Palais, near the Champs-Élysées and Pont Alexandre. Admission to the Petit Palais's permanent collection is free. Temporary exhibitions may have a fee. The museum is accessible via Métro Champs-Élysées-Clémenceau, lines 1 and 13. The gate's craftsmanship, including its floral ironwork, is a standout. Visitors can also enjoy the courtyard garden with a cafe and reflecting pools. The Grande Arche de la Défense, located in the La Défense business district west of Paris, is a modern monument completed in 1989 to mark the bicentennial of the French Revolution. Designed by Danish architect Johan Otto von Spreckelsen, it's a 110-meter-tall, cube-shaped structure clad in white Carrara marble and glass, aligning with the historical axis of Paris that includes the Arc de Triomphe and the Louvre. It symbolizes peace and openness, with its hollow center representing a gateway to the world. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe for more videos created especially for your TV.